Hi guys, myself Ankit. In this video we shall see another problem on LeetCode. House rubber 2. So in the previous video we have solved the first version of the house rubber, but this given question is slightly different from the first problem. So we shall go through the question. You are a professional robber planning to rob the houses along the street. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed. So all the houses at this place are arranged in a circle. So in the last uh, problem we could see they're just aligned arranged in a line, but here they're arranged in a circle. That means the first house is a neighbor of the one. So in the previous question it was just like this, four houses, but here if you take four houses, one, two, three, four. So if this is the first house, it is connected to the last house, they're adjacent to each other, and then that means the first house is the neighbor of the last house. So that is what they have told. Meanwhile, adjacent houses have a security system connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into on the same night. So same as the last question. So I'll give the link of the video of the last problem, this problem, in the description. So please go through that and come to this problem. So it's a slight changes of doing the answer of this question will be able to solve this problem as well. So here same adjacent houses cannot be robbed at the same time. So since this wasn't in a circle, so we could grab this and the last adjacent. But here if they are in circle, so now first and last, as they are connected, they are adjacent to each other, you cannot grab money from both the houses. So given an integer array representing amount of money, each house return the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. So as I all know, in the previous question we have applied the dynamic programming approach. So here also same thing will be applied, but with the slight changes. So what we'll do is, in the previous question there was no tension whether if the what number of houses were odd, 5. So if we take first, middle, then last, that was fine working with that question. But in this question, so you cannot take first and last at the same time because they are adjacent to each other. They are in the circle. Actually, they are connected. So either you have to take first or you have to take last. So this is where the problem solving approach comes in. So first what we will do, we will apply the dynamic programming approach without taking into consideration the last house. Okay. So that means if we do not take into consideration of this last house, just imagine we have this much. Will not take into consideration of the last house. So you might tell, what if the array has four elements, even size? Even that will work with the same approach. For now, let's say we will have the array of size odd, and first and last will be connected, so we cannot take together. So first what we'll do, we will do the same approach as previous, but without considering the last house. So if we do that, so we'll get either this and this will be taken, or this and this position element will be taken. So that is okay. If we take this and this, they are not adjacent to anywhere. This and this two elements, they are not adjacent. So that works. So once you get the result, we will store it as result 1. Whatever element you get, we will store it as result 1. Next, same approach will apply. Again, same approach will apply. Now we'll not take into consideration the first element. So first element is not taken into consideration. The last element is taken into consideration. Okay. So in this case, first dp of 0, whatever answer you get from this result, same approach as the previous problem will apply here. We will store it as result 2. So whatever the maximum of these two will be the result. So in this case, initialization, only the base case initialization will vary. So here dp of 0 will be array of 0 only, and dp of 1 will be max of dp of 0 and array of 0 and array of 1. Sorry, yeah, that particular position element. But while iterating to the loop, I iterate till n minus 2 position and return the dp of n minus 2, because we are not taking last element into consideration. But in this case, we are not taking into first element into consideration. So dp of 0 will be 0 only. We are not taking this into consideration. But when it comes to the next second element, dp of 1 will be nothing but maximum of dp of 0 and particular element, that will be that element itself. So dp of 1 will be nothing but array of 1. So next you run the for loop from I equal to 2 till end of the array. n minus 1 position, because you are taking last element into consideration and you return dp of n minus 1 this time. So here n minus 2 because last element was not taken into consideration. Here we have taken last element into consideration, first element is not taken. So dp of 0 is 0, dp of 1 will be this particular element only at the position 1, and dp of n minus 1 is returned. Here dp of n minus 2 is written and dp of 0 is array of 0, dp of 1 will be maximum of dp of 0 and particular element at that position. So same logic as in the previous problem, but these changes will solve the problem. Now we'll get to know what if the array length is even. So let's take an array length is even. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if array length is even, let's first take into consideration last element not taken into consideration. That is the first case. So if either you take this and this element, or you will take the only middle element. So is that becoming adjacent to each other? No, because there is one more element you're not taking into consideration. So this code works here. What if you do not take into consideration the first element? So you will not take into consideration the first element. So either you take this and this, or you take this. Yeah. So one doubt you might come here. In this example, what if we take the second element? Don't we need to take the last element then? It's an array of length even. So this is not adjacent to first element, which is represented by odd position now. So don't we need to take? If you carefully observe, that is handled in this scenario, right? Similarly, opposite of this. So if we take this particular element, this element, we have to take this also, but that is handled in this case. So the logic of handling with the odd case will handle the even problem also. So that is the approach. So first we shall write the length. And one more thing, can you apply optimization over here? Yes, you can. So I'll just write now using stack space, and optimization you can try on your own. Nums dot size. So next we have to write the array of size n, and all are initialized to 0. So next what comes in? So better we can directly copy the code from here. Okay. I'll uncomment this. Yeah. So vector in dp, first case will be not taking into consideration the last element, right? So what we need to do in such case? By running the loop till n minus 1 we have to take, so that the last element is not taken into consideration. And instead of return, let's say int result 1 equal to dp of n minus 2, not n minus 1, because we're not taking a last element into consideration. Next comes the same code, but with taking into account the last element. So I'll again copy this and paste it here. So here dp of 0 will be 0 because first element is not taken into consideration, and this is nothing but nums of 1 comma dp of 0, or else directly you can write nums of 1 because dp of 0 is anyhow 0 and the array is not containing any negative element. So next you run the I equal to 2 till end of the loop and return dp of n minus 1 because last element is taken into consideration, and that will be storing in the result 2. So at last you have to return max of the result 1 and the result 2. So we can run this. Yeah. So this case is not handled. Okay. What if the length is 0? If n equal to 0, that case also we have to take into consideration. So that also we have to take into consideration. And what's the mistake over here is, instead of, as we are taking into consideration the last element over here, this loop should run till n, minus 1. So we have to give either lesser than or equal to n minus 1 or lesser than n will work. Okay, so you can submit this. You could see the even single length will not be working. So you could see the array of length 1. So first you have to check if n is equal to 0, then just return 0. If n is equal to 1, then return that particular element. Okay, yeah, yes, successfully submitted. If you and yeah, next Java also same thing. Only few changes in syntax, mat.max and length. And for optimizing the code, you can try out that. Okay, so same code, previous to previous and current equal to this, then previous to will be previous, then previous will be equal to current. Same thing we have applied here, and that same logic also applied in the next loop also, without with and without considering the last element. So submit this. Yeah, successfully submitted. If you understood the concept, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll come up with another video in next session. Until then, keep learning. Thank you.